Hey, good morning, everyone. Yep, pretty sure the audio is working. Hello, folks. How are you? Hey, thanks for joining me for another Wealth Coffee Chat. Was MIA later or last week? Was down in Sydney doing a little bit of something, a little course, keeping myself up to speed with the latest and greatest info and information. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much, but welcome back, folks. Good to see you. A few of you on already, which is awesome. Brendan. There we go. Morning. Luke. Yeah, time zone. Hey, daylight savings. We're back in the house. Well, there you go. Gone back, gone forward. Who knows? I get a little bit disorientated, but what I do is stick to the old 8:10-ish here in Queensland, and we'll see how we go. Hopefully it's not too early for the rest of you. And we're back on Eastern Standard Time. Yes, we are. Good morning to Tim and Shashank all the way from Adelaide. Oh, there's Beck there. There's Gemma. There's Sean. There's a few of you. Hey, good morning. Great to see you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. If you didn't already know, I'll do some quick intros while things are warming up. Jason Witten's my name. Most of you know that. But if you're new, if you're popping by, if you're, if you found us somehow, you might be part of our mentoring and coaching program. You might be new to the mix. Let us know. Give us a shout out in the chat. Tell me where you are. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us where you're coming in from today. This wonderful, marvelous Monday. Hey, morning, Andrew. Hope you're well, mate. Good to see you. Well, listen, folks. Interesting times, as always. I think that's the kind of the saying of the decade, really, isn't it? Interesting times, interesting times. The 2020s. The 2020s. What will the 2020s be known for? That's pretty interesting. COVID, for sure. Early days. But listen, for all of us as property investors, what is going on out there? What is happening in the world of property investing? Well, for many people, it's a moment. It's a moment of uncertainty. Well, I think that's kind of true most times, but my conversation today is with you guys to talk about properties and property incomes and why I believe nearly all of it, if you buy it well, will be positive cash flow. Calling it the dumb ages. I love it, Jeff. I love it. And why? Why do I think everything's going to be positive cash flow? Well, I'm going to explain in a minute, but let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at what is going on out there in the world of property investing and do a little bit of a conversation about, let's say, these three pieces. Let's say this is let's say this is the first 3 years. This is 2020 to 2023. 2020 to 2023. Let's say this is 2024 to 2020. Let's call it 2027. 2027, call that 2028 to 2030 and beyond. Feel like I'm in the old Buzz Lightyear movies. So what's going on? Tell me right now in the 2020 to 2022. There's too many 20s there. To 20 to 22. Tell me in the chat, what happened? What did we all appreciate? Or if we did own real estate, what did we benefit from, folks? Two things that happened. And the one major one, which often gives us as property investors a real bonus or a real benefit, a real blast off. Interest rates went down, right? Interest rates went down to the lowest in history. Lowest in history. Interest rates went down. Interest rates went down. Then, as they do, things go up, things go down, things go down, things go up. Interest rates have gone back up. So tell me in the chat, in general, what did the interest rates go down to? What was the lowest interest rate that you heard somebody grabbed or received, locked in out there in the marketplace? And maybe you did too. What interest rate did you lock in out there in the marketplace in these very low interest rate times? Put that in there for me, folks. Put it in there. What happened for the investor? Tell me about that. What interest rate? Oh, there we go. Oh, we're down here. I was looking at the wrong spot. Yeah. Okay, 1.9. So, gee, whoa. Let's do this. Let's say it's down there at 2% on average. Yep, Luke got 1.99 for 2 years. Crazy. That's free money, folks. That's free money. If inflation, so Luke, inflation's 5, 6, 7%, whatever you see and whatever's going on out there, technically your money's free. All right. Anyway, there you go. So I like that. Fabulous. And Luke sort of nailed it right there. Locked it in for a couple of years. Now, many people locked in those interest rate reductions, 4 years, boom, locked it in. And so even though the interest rates have gone up, and I'm going to put a little line down here, we're going to do sort of tale of two stories here. And what happened to property growth, folks? What happened to property growth? So this is the interest rates. This is the growth. Okay. And growth went through the roof as well, right? And at the moment, we're seeing this a little bit. So let's have a look at this. I probably should have put 3 little lines there, growth and rents. But anyway, you get the gist. You get the picture. What's happened right now is many people locked in low interest rates. And at some point, somewhere around here, maybe 23, we're in 23 now, aren't we? Somewhere around sort of these sections, the interest rate is unlocking. And what has the interest rate gone up to now, folks? If you were to get a loan today, tell me the interest rate in the chat. What's the general gist of it out there in the marketplace that you can get money for? Because the cost of that money has risen, for all sorts of reasons. And what's going on? Tell me in the chat, how much? What's the interest rate now? The tale of two stories, tale of, two very quick changes. Yeah. And let's put 5% there because that's kind of, gistish around about that, around about 5%. Let's call it 5%. Let's call it 6, whatever we want to call it. Let's call it 5.5, cut it in the middle, 5.5. I think I'm getting one right now at 4.89 or something like that. So, interest only, 5.8. There you go. All right. So let's have a look at this. So I went from 2 to 5. Now, what is going on out there? What's the conversation? And growth has gone down a little. And at the moment, we'll talk about that in a minute. So growth has gone down a little. The rolling growth, so the compounding growth, has adjusted a small amount. in the marketplace. All right, so this is where we are. Interest rates went down, growth went up. Interest rates went up, growth went down a little bit. And how have we netted out in this conversation here? Let's have a look at, the general gist of the rolling market at the moment. Well, we're still up a fair way. Then this is the last sort of bunch of booms in the property market. Let's have a look at the 2020 to 2022 section. In general, the housing upswing, 33% increase. And at the moment, this is as of February, across the board, a 0.09 decrease in the property market. All right, I better put my glasses on. Tell you what, getting a little bit older with the old eyesight's not so great. So why right now do I believe, and let's go back down to my little drawing here. Why right now do I believe that this section of the marketplace, this 2024 to 2027, 28, is going to be an exciting time? Let's talk about the story that is being conversed or talked about right now in the market. And we've been talking about it for a while, team. What's going to happen? What will be happening? There might be one more interest rate rise. We might pause, whatever it might be. But 2024 and beyond, what will be happening to interest rates? Folks, tell me that in the chat. We all know this. It's being predicted and forecasted we've aggregated the opinion, and it's being predicted and forecasted by every institution going around. Yes, there's going to be a lot of underlying forces for sure, Alison. And really, at the end of the day, folks, we're talking about the one piece of this. We're talking about the one piece that's holding the market back right now, because we've got increased population, we've got massive demand, we've got no supply, we've got rents going up. There's crazy shit going on, right? Builders going broke, and that's not what today's about. And that's going to cause more problems, but I'll talk about that another time. What's going to happen, folks, is interest rates are going to go down. They're going down, all right? And the forecast is a good 1%, if not more, okay? So let's just say 1%, and let's say the interest rates stay stable for a number of years. And I think that's what will happen. The only reason they went up is to put the inflation, or try to control inflation. So, question mark. What will happen, folks? What will happen here? What will happen here? And if we do a quick sort of retrofit on this one, where our rents were flat and then our rents have exploded, all right, what's going to happen? Our rents are going to continue to grow and explode, and our growth will continue as well. That is what is going to happen here. And why am I saying this is going to turn into positive cash flow? Well, let's just have a look at this right now, and let's do some numbers as we go along. Let me get rid of that one. Let's do some numbers. Why I believe every property, if you purchase it well right now, is going to turn into positive cash flow. And you guys have seen this before. If you haven't already, download the spreadsheet. You guys know that you can get this from the Facebook group, folks. So let's go and have a look at a property. I've just put a property in here, $700,000. We're using equity to buy the property. There's some stamp duty and some other bits and pieces. Depending on your lending, there might be some other costs. Let's chuck $5,000 in there. Some rates, some insurance. I'll put that in $850. Letting fee. Letting fee is usually 1 week's rent, etc. So I've put it in as interest only. You can put it in as P&I. You could put it in as whatever. But we're lending 104% because we're using equity. I've got a 5.5% interest rate. As of today, let's say there might be a quote on this to rent it for $650. And I've got over here capital growth, CPI. Well, CPI is a bit more, but that's not how this We're not worried about that right this second in this calculation. I put an income, a double income, two people in there, 150 combined. Let's have a look at what this might look like. So we go and have a look at this property, and today, pre-tax cash flow, negative 14,000. After tax cash flows, because we get a refund, we're always looking at our after tax, especially if you are PAYG. Now it's going to cost us, according to this calculation, $73 a week to own this good quality property. Now, for me, that's not a big deal. The ebb and flow of the cash flow of a piece of real estate. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're behind a little bit. It washes out. Over the first 10 years is where you got to manage your cash flow. But it's a good quality property. We're happy to own it. Let's say we buy this property, and let's say we run this out over, let's say, a whole year. So what's going to happen in a year? What's going to happen in a year? Well, let's have a look at things right now. And let's put our stuff back up here. Let's have a look at what's going on in the marketplace. Right, check this out, folks. Check it out. Check it out. All right. The annual change in rents in housing, okay? Significant increases across the board. 7, 8, 11, 12%. Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. These three here, are a little bit compressed. Have a look at units. Have a look at units, folks. Why are units growing in cash flow significantly at this moment in time? Well, have a look at them all. 7, 8, 12, 13, 15, 16% rental growth, right? This is as of February. I think this was as of March 21. Pretty massive, team, right? And that's not going to stop. I don't think that's going to stop in any way, shape, or form with this stuff. And already we are seeing, if you have a look at things like Sydney, already kicking off in asking prices again, and across the board, asking prices on the average capital city is already moving in positive territory again. Positive territory. Up, up, up. Have a look at units. Units are up. Why? Tell me in the chat, why would units be up? All right, tell me, why are units going gangbusters? Why are units growing at this moment 5 times more than houses? Tell me, what's going on out there, folks? What is happening? All right, most of you should know this. Most of you should know what is happening because we talk about it all the time. We talk about the idea that there is huge amounts of pressure on the market. It is more demand, the cheaper, because people's ability to borrow and get a mortgage on a house has been eliminated by such high increases in interest rates or drastically reduced. And, housing is more expensive. So there you go. So what's happening? What is going to make this turn into positive cash flow? We had a look at our property here a moment ago. Look at that, negative 14, negative 3,000 after tax. Good quality property. I'm happy to own it. I'm not going to buy a piece of crap in Crapsville. I'm going to buy good quality property located in places where there's going to be significant demand for the future. However, let's say in 2 years' time, we get our mojo on. Well, that's easily going to go up $75 a year in rent. No brainer. Folks, there is nothing stopping that going up, okay? Well, before tax, still not positive, but after tax refund, now positive. Rents have gone up. Rents are going to go up. Nearly every property, if purchased well in a good area with demand, is going to turn into positive cash flow before you know it. Well, let's see this interest rate go down. Let's see it go down 1%. You see what I did? I put the rent up and I put the interest rate down. What's that going to do to my cash flow? Well, look at this. Look at this. Pretty close to positive pre-tax, and after tax now, this is pretty well neutral. And after tax, $6,000 positive cash flow after tax in your pocket, folks. That's what we're looking at. So Now, that was just a rough, quick calculation. You should download this calculator and have a play around with it, right? Because at the end of the day, what is happening right now is that there is an opportunity for you to purchase, and I believe it's already underway. Smart people are already buying properties at the right prices in the right spots, while the majority of Australians are still sitting in fear and ignorance. And I don't say that in a derogative way. They're ignorant of the actual facts that are going on. Right? The facts are this. You guys know the facts. Chuck them in the chat. We have a massive population boom going on. Massive. We have no supply. We've had 27 of Australia's largest builders go broke. Folks, there is nothing coming through the pipeline. There's nothing. The government is trying to get some low-cost housing going but I'm going to talk about that on another day. That's absolutely a disaster waiting to happen. The rents are going up, and what's going to happen? Inflation's chilling out. The interest rates will come down, and the property prices and the rents will continue to go. If you leave it a year, 6 months, 2 years, you'll pay $100,000 more for the real estate that you are thinking. Who's going to build? That's right, Tim. Who's going to build? There are some builders out there that are doing quite well. However, it's going to take us 5 to 10 years to recover from this disaster. In the meantime, how do we as property investors, how are we going to be positioned on the right side of the ledger to take advantage of it economically for ourselves and, to be honest, help the marketplace? Because the only reason properties are being produced is if investors are buying them, all right, as we go along. Anyway, there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Interest rates are going to go down, your rents are going to go up, and your properties are going to be positive cash flow. That how you navigate from here, what you buy, how you buy it, well, connect with your coach and get your mojo on, folks. Basically, don't sit on your hands. If you can and you're in that position, then you need to lock it in. And you know what? If you think you're stuck, you should check in with your coach and your finance expert as well, because imagine rents go up, interest rates go down. We did this the other night at mentoring. We calculated that many of you will be, dead right, Nigel, dead right. Off the plan's not a bad way to go if you understand the pros and cons of that type of strategy. I'm a big fan of it. Many people can benefit from that. You can get control of a piece of real estate now, and you can buy it later. Well, you can own it later. Anyway, there you go. All right, folks, run over a little bit today, but we're back on regular time. The programming is back to regular time, and we'll do it again tomorrow, folks. All right. So I hope you're well. Hope you're in good spirits wherever you are. So join me tomorrow for another Wealth Coffee chat, and we'll do it again, but differently. All right? That's the drill. All right, folks. Take care. Thanks, Margaret. I like it, Andrew. Don't think, just do it. Get on with it, right? All right, team. That's it. Thanks, Shelley. You guys be awesome. Be well. Remember, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. We got to buy good quality property. Keep it for as long as you can. Well, I say forever. Buy well, never sell. That's the idea. Folks, listen, property investing is slow. It's a bit cumbersome, but over time, it's like a great wine. The better the real estate, the better the maturity over time you're going to get the benefits from. All right, team, that's it. I'm done. I better go. Let you guys go as well. Join me tomorrow for another one. Till then, take care. Bye for now.